Hey, what's going on? Hope your day is going good. Came to, I just want to address a couple of things um, in relation to just what was going on to me and for me. Somebody, one of my big brothers, has gave me a word of encouragement to keep on doing what I'm doing. Don't worry about, as they said, the haters and all this thing. And I'm like, man, the haters. I said, man, things are going too well for me to even consider somebody hating. I mean, man, I'm feeling so good just on the support. And I'm so busy thinking of people that have, believed in me and purchased my book that I don't have time for the people that haven't purchased it. I mean, it'll come when it's time for them to buy it, they'll buy it. But, man, I've had such an overwhelming response of support behind it, and what the book represents, as well as what the content is. And we talking about freeing you from prison. So I had to explain it, man. I don't have the time for even thinking about hate or who's not supporting me or who's not doing this or who should do that. I ain't got time for none of that. Because I'm too busy on my journey. And see, I know the blessing of this. I sat in a jail cell long hours, thinking about this moment and these moments where I would have a book on the shelf. I would have a book for people to actually purchase. I mean, I've always wrote, and it's a big difference in being an author and a writer, and I've done both now. And just in my life, man, just consider everybody that I went to prison with actually came home. Not one of us was killed in prison, and a lot of people die in prison. So, man, that's such a blessing in itself. Where can I even consider hate? And in there, none of us was stabbed. None of us got on medication. None of us was in homosexuality. So these are things, and all of us made it. None of us lost our mind. And all these things are blessings. Where do I have time to even consider someone hating? And I ask you the same thing, even in your life. Why would you focus on the haters? Because if you focus on them, you taking away from time from the people that support you. I've been, man, the support has been great. And all I can say about if somebody is hating, man, you in trouble. You in trouble. I ain't even got started yet. You in trouble. This is the beginning. This ain't the end. It ain't in the middle. This is the beginning. Man, you in trouble. And I don't have a problem letting anybody know when I'm doing well. Because, you're going to know. You're going to know. Because I want you to know. Because I want it to be inspirational to you. I don't have nothing to hide. So you're going to know. And I say that about, man, just the blessing of my co-defendant. Man, we got rave reviews. I've never met somebody that met one of my co-defendants during this time where they shunned them or they gave a bad report. Anything like that. And it was always positive. How could you beat that? Man, that's beautiful. And you talking about some hate, and we made it through. Man, couldn't nobody tell me. Nobody. Jesus could have came to me, and I often say this. I say it so much. Jesus could have came and told me that I was going to do 18 years. I would have told Jesus he was lying. So I never thought that. But to go through those things and to understand there was a particular purpose behind it. I ain't got time for no haters. I don't even have time for it. It don't even fit in my realm of reality, even though I know it's there. Not in my realm of reality. Now I care less about that garbage, that foolishness. To make it this far, to be doing these things, and to be able to put your money where your mouth is. Listen here. The other day I had to drop off some books. So I dropped off 7 books. Right now, y'all know I've said it before in another video. I got a program. It's not a program, but a class coming up. And it's about dealing with young ladies. And everything I deal with is taking you from prison. A lot of us are in prison. You just don't see the physical bars and think you're not. A lot of us are in prison. It's in our mind. And we are confined. And the psychosis of it is, if you can function, it ain't so. It's like a functional alcoholic or a functional drug user. Because they can go to work, they can use their drug, but they can still go to work and they can still do day-to-day activities. They feel that they don't have a problem. But at the end of the day, you still abuse drugs or you abuse alcohol or whatever it may be. Just using that as an example. So just because you can function does not mean that it doesn't exist. So a lot of us are in prison and don't even know it. And it goes all the way back to Harriet Tubman freeing the slaves, when most of the people were enslaved and they didn't even know it. So it's a lot of us in prison. And we are imprisoned by a lot of things in our past without even knowing it. And these things in our past affect us so bad that those are the biggest issues that we have to face. Those are our biggest hurdles, even in our present situation and circumstance. The ones in the past weigh heavier on us than the ones in the present. And we don't even know it. So anyway, so I got the program coming up. It's Healthy Healing from Within. And it's turning the darkness of the past into the light of the future. So it's taking them from a particular place, and it's going to make the class is about making them go back and deal with some issues back then, identify them and deal with them, and bring them up to speed to today, so it don't haunt them as badly anymore. So I had to drop off. It's 7 people. It was a great response for the class. I didn't think I was going to get 7. So I got 7 people from the class. This class later on will cost, but now it's free class for the first these 7 young ladies, and they have some things that they have to deal with, and I have been dealing with a few of them over the course of a couple of years, and in my conversations with them, the same things always come up. But they are things that's never been dealt with properly. And so I told them that using the book, y'all, I'm going to use this book because it's a guide, mental training, to bring you out for positive reentry. So I'm talking about, we got some things that we can go through and help them out. So it's a whole course I done put together. I don't know if I'm going to do 10 lessons or 12 lessons, but it's one of the two. And we're going to go through some things. We're going to take it step by step. And we're going to reveal some things. We're going to open some things up so that they can become better. That they can enjoy life, live a more productive life, live a more fulfilled life. Because that's what it's all about, living a particular happiness. Not in a fake or pseudo happiness, but in a real happiness. Don't live in a real happiness where you can literally wake up and you feeling good. And we're going to deal with all of our senses, both physical as well as metaphysical. Both of them. We're going to deal with both of them. And it's going to be a journey. It's not something that after these 10 or 12 weeks, everything going to cut off and you just going to be perfect and it's going to be like the thing